Hey, what up everybody, I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War on PS4. And today we have Guild Wars Blue Team. So I'm going to show you a blue team you can use for Guild Wars Blue Day, and I'm going to show you the Faction Assault team for Fang Moor. Shorter video like you all have been asking for on these type of days where I'm just showing teams. We're in bracket 4. I'm the Paragon. Got my Blue Testes team here. Champion of Anu, High King Irongut, Jar of Eyes, and Azura with Thief. So that's important. You want Thief to as high as you can get it because you're going to be summoning and all of that business. So I just did the first 3 battles for the Blue Guild Wars. And then I did a faction assault on like level 70 or something, like a little bit deeper. That we could get the gist without it taking too long, because the last battle in this Guild Wars was crazy. The second to last battle and the last battle were crazy. Like, I feel like it would have been exciting to show here because it was down to the wire. It was a lot of summoning. It was crazy. But, you know, people want shorter videos, so we'll do shorter videos. Works for me better anyway, because it doesn't take as long to upload, it doesn't take as long to record the audio, doesn't take as long to record the video, all of that stuff, so I can do shorter videos if you want. But yeah, so this team, the Champion of Anu, High King Irongut, Jar of Eyes, Azura, with Thief, so you have bandits that get summoned in if you lose a troop. You have Hero Naths get summoned in if you lose a troop. I think even Sister of Shadow. And then you have the Jar of Eyes, which summons in all those all-seeing eye troops. So you have a ton of opportunities to summon in troops. Plus, Champion of Anu is super tanky, and so is High King Irongut, especially if you get a Devour. Then you got Azura and Jar of Eyes creating the mana for the team. It just works really well, and I know there's better blue teams out there. I'm not saying this is the best blue team ever, but as long as I keep getting Paragon in my top 20 guild, and we're in, top 4 bracket, I'm gonna keep using the teams I'm using until I'm not Paragon. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm Paragon of a top 50 guild in like bracket 10, yeah, I would switch my teams up even then. But since it's working, why fix what's broken or not broken? You know what I mean? You don't like fix things that aren't broken, basically. That's my philosophy anyway, in life and everything. If something's working, if it's not broke, why are you gonna fix it? You know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm gonna keep using this team until I'm not Paragon for probably at least 2 weeks in a row. Because I've lost Paragon and gained it back, and lost it and gained it back. So I feel like these teams are still good. My worst team is the red team, but I did switch that up a little bit, so now I'm running with something slightly different, so hoping that'll work out. But yeah, if I obviously have one color team that's not working and it keeps losing, like, that's when I'll switch things up. I'll switch up that one team. I'm not going to switch up every single team just because somebody gives me a different team that sounds better when I'm Paragon, you know? So this is a Paragon-worthy team in a bracket 4 on PS4. So the Champion of Anu will like stun and silence the first troop and do damage all the way down, or whatever you decide to cast it on. So you can cast it on something that's dangerous that has almost full mana. That way you can silence it, stun it, all that stuff. High King Irongut, you're trying to get a Devour. That way, get rid of one of their troops and beef yourself up a little bit. The Jar of Eyes is there to, just in case you lose a troop, you can summon in one of those all-seeing eye troops, and it's there to mana generate, explodes all the brown on the board pretty much. And then Azura there to mana generate and do a little bit of extra little damage here and there with its where it takes away their skill or whatever. It can hit HP or armor or anything. So worked out good. I went 5-0. Like I said, the last 2 battles were kind of shaky, but all the summoning worked out in my favor. I just outlasted the last team pretty much. Went up against some Divinish Bala, Wrath teams, and so here's the end of the last battle. Look at all these summons I have there. So I got 2 of the All-Seeing Eye troops and a bandit. So the only original troop there is the Jar of Eyes with the Thief class. And he's pretty beefy though, 233 and 215. Must have had a lot of stuff going on there to get that high up. But yeah. And if you can summon in one of those red-green Ocularan troops, they can steal attack from their first troop, which helps out a lot when they're doing some sort of loopy skull spam type team. You can drain all of their attack, and then they're just a freaking wet napkin when they try to attack you. But it was working on. It worked really good today. Sometimes, like I could see, I probably could have went 3 and 2 today, but luckily I got good RNG in all my summons. Kept getting hero naths whenever I'd lose a troop. Kept getting bandits whenever I'd lose a troop, and then would get my Jar of Eyes up. And whenever I needed the Jar of Eyes, I would wait until I needed to summon it. You know what I mean? If you have your Jar of Eyes up, you don't always have to cast it. You can wait until you lose a troop, and then cast it and summon in a troop and gain all that explosions. So just wanted to show the end result here, just in case you think I'm joking around or bluffing or something because I made the video shorter. That's what you guys are asking for, but I still want to show the results here. 5-0. And my defend team did okay too. I think it went like 2 and 2. There it is. So I never even switched that up. I never switched the weapons up, and I still won 2, lost 2 so far. 9,069 points, 5-0 with that blue Guild Wars team. Still working, still Paragon, all that stuff. So here is the faction assault for Fang Moor. I'm using Forest Troll, King Gobtruffle, Doomed Glaive, and I'm using Monk to level it up, but the class that goes with this team is either Titan or Warden, having to do with storms and cleanses and all that, mostly the storms, but those are the classes if you're trying to go super deep with this team, you'll want to use Titan or Warden. Like I said, I'm only using Monk to level it up. I got it on like level 96 or 7 or something, so I'm just trying to close that out, get it to 100. This is in level 60 of the Faction Assault event, showing a little bit deeper, just so you know it keeps working. And this team will go all the way, in my opinion. It'll go all the way to level 500 if that's where you're trying to get to, because it's super safe. The Forest Troll will entangle when you hit with skulls, so they can't crush you down with skulls. The King Gobtruffles will loop really good with the Forest Troll. So once you get your turn and you cast King Gobtruffle once or twice, you should be good to go. Because you just loop and loop and loop. Just cast Gobtruffle when you got it. Cast Forest Troll when you don't have Gobtruffle, and you should be fine. Cast that Doomed Glaive only when you have to, when it has alignment. That's like last priority. King Gobtruffle's first priority, then Forest Troll, then the Doomed Glaive. You can even use the Doomed Club if you don't have the Doomed Glaive, because Doomed Club does the opposite color. So Doomed Glaive turns brown into Doom Skulls, and the Doomed Club turns green into Doom Skulls. So those are the only 2 doomed weapons you can use with this team. But yeah, cast King Gobtruffle whenever you have it, because it gets a extra turn on its spell, and it also makes the green and brown to also get hopefully itself back up again, and then you can just keep casting it and over and over and over. This is pretty much the infinite loop team that will never stop until they drop. If you want to, you could earlier on use 2 Queen Beatrixes instead, just to make the battles go a little bit faster. It's a little bit more risky, and it doesn't work as good with the Doomed Glaive. I almost want to suggest using like a different weapon with Queen Beatrix teams, but still use Forest Troll. It would be Forest Troll, Queen Beatrix, and then I would say something else like a Mountain Crusher, an Anu Scepter, Jar of Eyes, a Essence of Evil, one of those type of weapons, just to help the Queen Beatrix, because the Doomglaive doesn't really ever get casts when you're using the Queen Beatrix team, for whatever reason I've noticed. So yeah, I would just use another mana generator, maybe weapon. And then you can also use a High King Iron Gut team, I think, with this. If you start to feel like you're going to need to. I think King Gobtruffle could make it all the way. The only problem it has is some of these troops will submerge, some of them will death mark. So if you get unlucky, like super unlucky, and get death marked and lose a troop, or even with submerge, you can cast the Doomglaive. So it's not that big of a deal if they submerge. I know somebody's gonna say, well, they submerge in this one, which they don't really that often. And when they do, just keep casting King Gobtruffle until you get Doomglaive alignment, and then you can skull them down, so it's all fine. But yeah, that's it. So Faction Assault team, Blue Guild Wars team, 5-0, Paragon, Bracket 4, and you can get all rewards in the Faction Assault with the King Gobtruffle team. So like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and have a good day. Peace.